These scrumptious gingerbread pancakes start out as my shelf-stable, perfect pancake mix, and then they get upgraded with some warm spices and some sweet molasses. They taste just like fresh gingerbread, but they're in pancake form. So if you're in a festive mood and you're craving some specialty pancakes, these beauties can go from the pantry mix to the table in about 10 minutes. I like to serve these with a nice big dollop of whipped cream. Well, hi there, everyone. My name is Kareth. I'm a wife, a mom, an author, and a cook. On this channel, I like to create recipes using freeze-dried food. Sometimes it's completely shelf-stable, like a meal or a mix in a jar. Other times, I combine freeze-dried with fresh, but all the time, it's delicious. I'm here to help people who have freeze-dried food on their shelves to know how to cook with it. I test out recipes so you don't have to. Welcome to the Freeze-Dried Foodie. On my channel, I have a couple of recipes already for specialty pancakes. One is for a banana bread pancake, and another one is for a lemon poppy seed muffin pancake. Both of those I did on the banana bread pancake video. So this recipe here is kind of a variation on a theme. I'm taking my pancake mix that I already have on my channel. It's for plain pancakes, and I'm adding some things to it to turn it into a specialty pancake mix. I'll go ahead and put a list up on the screen of the ingredients that you'll need in order to make the basic pancake mix, and then I'll put a second list up there that'll show you the things that need to be added to it in order to turn it into gingerbread pancake mix. I think if you will keep the base mix on your countertop, then it just becomes really simple, very easy to create different variations. So it's just such a great mix to keep on hand. Not only is it tasty, but it's quick and easy. The cool thing about this mix also is that it's got normal ingredients in there. You can be in complete control of what goes in this mix. There's no weird ingredients. I've shared before with y'all that it's the most used mix in our home. I have a mix for like so many different things. I have cornbread mix and a hot roll mix and pie crust mix and scones and biscuits. But anyway, the pancake mix, it's the most popular one in our home. And there for a while, I literally made it every weekend. It's just so quick and they're so delicious. It's very, very easy to make these like on Sunday before church. So I was running low on my pancake mix. So I'm just basically, I had that container with just a little bit left in the bottom of it. And I'm just putting all the ingredients into that container that I keep it in. And then I'll whisk it together and I'll have some more of my pancake mix. So yeah, I'm just putting everything directly in here. It's mostly just regular ingredients that you probably have just sitting around. There's flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and instant milk powder. The things that you might not have just sitting around would be the scrambled egg mix from Thrivalist and the butter powder. Now, if you don't have the Thrivalist brand of the scrambled egg mix, then you can, use your own home freeze-dried eggs if you want, or buy another brand, just so they're the whole eggs. You need the whites and the yolks for this recipe. So that is what I keep stored just out on my counter, actually. And I'm going to show you right now what I do to make this into gingerbread pancakes. I take my regular pancake mix. I'd put 1 cup of that pancake mix into a cereal bowl. I'm just keeping it simple here. All I needed was to be able to serve 2 people. So I actually got 7 medium-sized pancakes. I'm adding some warm spices. I've got cinnamon, I've got ginger, of course, and I've got some cloves. And just a little sprinkling of cloves is all you need in here. They're really strong. So you just want a little sprinkle of cloves. And then you need some additional brown sugar. Now I've got the dark brown sugar, but you could use light brown sugar, like any kind of brown sugar that you have is fine. So that's all there is to the dry mix. You could make a good amount of this. I'll put all of these amounts down in the description box so you can make up either a good batch of the mix, or you can make up, like I'm showing you here, just 1 cup at a time. And then you also need just a tablespoon of some sort of oil or melted butter. I had avocado oil out, so I just used that, but you could also melt you a tablespoon of butter there. And then you need 2 tablespoons of molasses. That molasses is the signature flavor. I mean, along with the ginger and the cinnamon, but that molasses is what you need to make this really taste like gingerbread. And of course, that molasses is shelf stable. I keep it right next to my honey in my pantry. And then to that, you just need about 1/3 cup of water, something like that. You can always add more water if you think that your batter is too thick. So I'm going to give this a really good stir. And at this point in time, I'm kind of wishing I had put this in a bigger bowl, but oh well, it worked. I just had to be a little bit careful that I didn't slosh it around too much. Oh yeah, and make sure you have your griddle plugged in. You saw how fast that was. It doesn't take hardly any time at all. I had to let mine sit there because I forgot to plug in my griddle. But anyway, here's the consistency you want to see in your batter. You can make adjustments by either adding more mix or more water. And if you want those lacy, crispy edges, then put a little bit of butter down on your griddle first, and you'll get those crispy edges. They're so, so good. You don't have to do that. This next one I'm going to show you, I didn't do the butter first. I just put the batter straight onto the griddle. That works fine because it's a non-stick griddle. And this one, the shape is a lot more even, I guess. It looks really pretty around the edges. So if that's what you want, then don't put the butter down first. I like to keep mine warm in that tortilla warmer. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to show you what the interiors look like. What you need to do is cook these on probably medium. I had mine at 300. And the trick here is to get it cooked through without it burning on the outside. So you have to do it a little bit lower and slower. Just make sure you get the middles done. That's the trick on these gingerbread pancakes. It gets a little bit toastier than you would think on the outside. It tastes wonderful. All I did was put a little butter down, and I thought, oh, I'm going to show y'all how pretty that is. You don't really have to put anything on these. They are wonderful with just some butter on there. You definitely don't need syrup. I think that is just too sweet with syrup. My favorite thing is to put a big old dollop of some whipped cream on there. The lightness from the cream combined with the warm spices of that gingerbread pancake. Y'all, it's so, so good. Very tasty. You know what else I think would be really good on here is some lemon curd. If you're a fan of lemon curd, I think it pairs beautifully with gingerbread. As far as flavor goes, the spices in here are just perfect. I think the ginger and cinnamon and cloves together, it's just a great combination. It's warm spices. It's very familiar. If you like gingerbread, like the cookies or the scones or the cake or whatever, like if you like those flavors, you're going to like these pancakes because that's exactly the flavor combination that you're going to get here. It's just in pancake form. Another idea that I had like after I filmed this video was to put little cut up pieces of crystallized ginger in the pancake batter. And y'all, it is so, so good. You should so try that. I can remember how much my dad loved anything with molasses in it. He loved ginger snaps. He loved molasses cookies and anything gingerbread. So if my brothers are watching this, Ron or Ty, are y'all watching this? Remember how much Dad loved anything with molasses? Yeah, if y'all try these pancakes, you're going to immediately think of Dad. I was thinking just how perfect this would be if you want something special, but also easy at Christmas time, especially if you had guests. If you have my pancake mix already on hand, then you're like 10 minutes away from having these on the table. It's so, so quick. I love that you can make just as much or as little as you need of this as well. I think that's just brilliant. I love having that pancake mix on hand. Then all you have to do is take out about half a cup of the mix. You could get probably 3 good-sized pancakes from half a recipe, because I got 7 out of that 1 cup of mix. Anyway, I just think it's pretty cool that you can customize the flavors and you can customize the amounts that you make. And y'all, once you taste these, you're just going to be like, Kareth, where has this been? It's so, so good. I hope you try this recipe and I hope you love it. And please be like my friend Amy. She sent me pictures of her pancakes when I put out that banana bread pancake recipe a few months ago. Amy sent me pictures of her banana bread pancakes, and I thought that was the best thing ever. So thank you, Amy. Well, y'all, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoy my videos, if you learn something, if you enjoy hanging out with me, then please do leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. All those things help to support my channel, and I really appreciate that. All right, I have a verse of the day for you, and it is actually from the book of Galatians. It's Galatians 4, verses 4 and 5, and it reads, "But when the set time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those under the law, that we might receive adoption to sonship." Wow, isn't that an amazing scripture verse? Praise the Lord for that. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.